Hi, Aries, Sun, Moon, Ascendant, or Venus. This is Dane, and I'm going to be doing your March 1st to the 15th, 2022 reading for you. Now, I ask if this reading resonates with you, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. If you're interested in any of the cards that I'm using, they will all be listed and linked in the description box below. Now, before we begin this reading, let us clear the energy space, raising our own energy vibration and releasing any negativity. So take a nice deep breath in, exhaling whenever it feels comfortable for you. Releasing all negativity from the body like storm clouds, letting yourself feel calm, centered, and at peace as we enter into this safe and loving space. So let's see what the tarot has to say. Aries, March 1st to the 15th, 2022, Aries. Angels and spirit guides show me clearly. So at the bottom is our rooted self. The left-hand side is our inner self. The top is our emotional self. And the right-hand side, the public arena, the public self. So let's see what the cards have to say. At our root, we have the Six of Wands and we have the Seven of Pentacles. The Six of Wands is showing us that there's victory here, but the Seven of Pentacles is letting us know that we do need to be patient. So that's nice. It is very nice, but it is going to be a little bit frustrating because there can be a part of us during this time that feels like, wow, things should really be moving further along than they actually are, because we're moving towards that success and we definitely feel that, but we're also being told to be patient as things develop. Our inner self, we have the Five of Cups, and then we have the Eight of Swords. The Five of Cups is looking at our failures over our successes. So here it's change your mind and change your life. And the Eight of Swords has us too much in our own head. So we're really going to have to be mindful of that, because we can be turning too much inward and also overthinking, overanalyzing, really just putting too much pressure on our own shoulders. And people are going to be more than happy, Aries, to let us do that, to let us take on way more than we need to, because it will lessen the load for them. Or let us take responsibility for things that they're failing at, because it's like, well, yeah, it's your fault, it's not mine. So do be aware of that. Then we have our emotional self. We have the Ten of Swords. We have the darkness before the dawn coming in, a resurrection of self. And we have the Seven of Pentacles. We have been dealing, not Pentacles, Seven of Swords. We have been dealing with betrayals, hurts, pains, disappointments, ways that we have felt overwhelmed. Now we're taking the information that we know, we're moving forward with it, and we're leaving certain things behind. So that's going to be very important for us. And then in the public arena, we have the Death card, which is Scorpio energy, and we have the Ace of Swords. This is God's source spirit, however you see the divine, the universe, giving us clarity, insight, cutting through a lot of doubts and fears that we have. We really are being transformed during this time. We really are starting to listen to that higher power within us that's helping us, that's bringing us clarity, that's helping us see the bigger picture of where it is that we want to be and what it is that we need from the situation. So let us look at the energy to be mindful of. Angels and spirit guides show me clearly. Ooh, goodness, we have two right here. We have the Hermit. We're being told, just as the Eight of Swords has told us, don't be so inward looking, which sounds odd to say, but this is a time where we can get in our own heads, we can psych ourselves out, we can be we can feel overwhelmed. We can also be very attracted to people who overthink, overanalyze, look at things a very certain way. So we're going to have to be mindful of that. And then we have the King of Cups. The King of Cups is water sign energy, Pisces, Scorpio, Cancer. The Hermit is Virgo energy. And the King of Cups is this energy that is emotionally very overpowering. It's almost like you will listen to my emotions over anybody else's. I demand your attention now. Kind of like a 2-year-old when they're having a tantrum, everything has to stop, or they want everything to stop so that you pay attention to them. This is a person where it's just like a 2-year-old. As long as they're not hurting themselves, they get to have their tantrum, they get to have their moment. But you know what? I don't get to be completely disrupted because of this. And that's going to be very important for us here, Aries, to really stand our ground and know what's important for us and know what isn't. It then moves us to our chakra energy. Angels and spirit guides show me clearly. And here we have nurturing. This is the Earth Star chakra located 6 inches below our feet. We are nurturing our inner selves. We are nurturing our inner child. We are nurturing our own dreams. And this is going to be a time where we need to look at ourselves and say, okay, what the heck is holding me back and why is it? We also have to be very mindful with the state of the world and everything like that we're not taking on too many of the emotions, which sounds maybe callous to say, but we also have to be mindful about our own health, our own well-being here, and say, I can only give so much, I can only do so much. And that, again, could sound awful, but it's not awful. It's really saying I can't be, sucked down this rabbit hole. So do be very mindful of this for us during this time. All right, so at our root, we have the 6 of Wands and the 7 of Pentacles. The 6 of Wands, celebration, success, prosperity. This is learning how to celebrate ourselves. And we need to be patient because it's almost going to be like a switch is turned within us. And it's like, okay, I can do this. I can move forward this way. I, understand this, or I got this, and I'm celebrating it. And then we're going to want the success to be instantaneous, and it's going to take time. So this is us needing to wait, needing to be patient, but also still needing to celebrate ourselves, needing to be in our own corner. It brings us to the 5 of Cups. We're going to have a tendency during this time, even though we have such a positive root, we're going to be a bit too much in our own heads. We're going to look at everything that we failed at, everything that hasn't gone the way that we wanted it to, everything that has been overwhelming, and think, oh my gosh, I can't do it. And so we're looking at the 3 cups that are spilt. And if we turned around, if we changed our point of view, we would see the 2 cups that stood. The 2 cups representative of the 2 of Cups, the healing, beautiful love that moves us forward, that connects with us, that heals us and guides us. And that's the energy that we need to embrace here. Now, are we going to have a bit of a hard time with that? Yes. We are way too much in our own heads when it comes to the 8 of Swords. Overthinking, overanalyzing, everything's our fault, everything's on our shoulders. I have to fix it is kind of going to be our mantra during this time. And this is why Spirit is saying, be very mindful of this, because we cannot fix a lot of things. All right. We can fix a few things, especially when it comes to our own selves, but we cannot stop a 2-year-old from having a tantrum. How can we fix bigger things than that? And there is really an energy here. And I don't know if this is, it doesn't feel like a Swords energy. It's a manipulative, emotional energy that only sees their own point of view. And it's a person who, can be very nice, very wonderful, but yet it always comes back to them. It is always going to be about them. It's always going to be brought back to them. And that's going to be something to be very aware of here. Your successes only matter if they help increase that person's success. So this is a person who will put a lot more on your shoulders, like at work, okay, or even at home. This is a person who won't do their part of the responsibilities, will put it on you, and then get mad at you for not doing it, not doing their job as well as your own. So just be very, very mindful of this. And this puts us in a situation where we feel overwhelmed because we're kind of going back to situations when we were younger, or, where the blame was put on us, or where we felt inadequate. And if I just did more, it would be better. It's kind of like a very little kid reaction. If I'm good enough, mommy and daddy won't be mad. Or if I'm good enough, they'll like me. That type of thing. And that's an energy that's going to be very easy for us, Aries, to go back to. And yet it's going to be an energy that really frustrates us. It moves us to our Ten of Swords, our emotional self. This is the darkness before the dawn. This is the rising from the ashes, which is a huge theme during this time. It's like, I am not being small. I am not being held back. I am not, being denied. I am rising into my power. I am rising into myself. And I am looking at myself with openness and with honesty. These are the 10 swords in our back. These are the lessons that we've learned over a decade, over our lifetime, everything that we've learned. And people thought, oh, okay, it'll destroy you. And it hasn't destroyed us. What it has done is it's given us new insight, new ideas. We can absolutely get lost in our emotions during this time. And that's going to be something we have to be very mindful of. Will I fall down this emotional hole? And Spirit's saying, no, we're looking at the betrayals, we're looking at the hurts, we're looking at the pains, we're naming them, we're arming ourselves, and now we're moving forward. Now we're going after what we want, what we need, what's important to us, where it is that we want to be in the bigger realm of our lives and how we want to develop. And so we're taking what's important, we're moving it forward. We're going to have a helper who is with us, or can be even our childlike energy carrying something for us. But note that it's just going to be a little bit clumsy. It's like the little kid carrying the sword right there, where he's dragging it on the ground, and that's not necessarily what you want. So there can be something that we need to let go of, that we are carrying with us still, and that's just going to be acknowledged over time. And we're going to realize, you know what, I didn't even need to carry on with that thought or that way of being held back. There's so much more to me here. It moves us to the public arena self. Now, it's so interesting because there's a lot going on internally, emotionally, in our inner self. The way that we're looking at things, people aren't going to see that. People are going to see us transforming, and people are going to see us powerful, tenacious, really knowledgeable. And this really does align with a lot of the astrological aspects of this time. And I will link that in the description box below and see if I can link it in the reading itself, where this is the astrology for the 1st to the 15th. So here with the death card, with the dying away of the old self, the rebirth of the new, there's a really big sense of, this is what I need to move forward with. This is where I need to be. And I am transformed. I am seeing things more openly, more honestly, more powerfully for myself. And as that comes forward, God, Source, Spirit, again, however you see the divine, the universe, cuts through so many doubts, so many fears, so much negativity. And all of a sudden, there's a clarity, but there's also a fierceness to us. It's like we are armed. We are armed with the knowledge. We are armed with the ability to fight. We are armed with clarity that we did not have before, because we are letting ourselves transform, because we are patient in the victory that is us, in the way that we're moving forward, in the insights and in the understandings that are coming our way. And the 10 of Swords is very much telling us that everything that we have been through has been teaching us, has been helping us, has been growing us in one way or another. It moves us to our subconscious energy to be mindful of, and that's the Prince of Pentacles. We need to be very mindful of lies around money during this time by a person who's going to be very defensive, who's going to, jump into action without all the facts. So just be aware of this. And earth sign energy is Taurus, Virgo, and Capricorn. It doesn't necessarily have to be an earth sign energy, but it is going to be somebody who's very quote unquote practical, and yet they're going to be kind of lying through their teeth. So do be aware of that. This is then our subconscious chakra energy, which is forgiveness, the heart chakra, opening up the heart, connecting with what we love, connecting with who we are. Forgiveness is a powerful embrace of the heart chakra, because not only are we forgiving others who have hurt us, but we are also forgiving ourselves for not being old enough, for not being wise enough, for trusting the wrong person, for a myriad of things that we could think, oh, I don't need forgiveness for that wasn't my fault. And yet the way that we've internalized it, the inner dialogue, makes us feel like, okay, that was my fault, or has us looking at it through eyes that say, oh, well, I should have known better. And here we embrace a forgiveness and we free ourselves. We free ourselves in a very real way. We can even free ourselves from being, scared, from being overwhelmed, from, holding back and thinking, what's wrong with me? Am I just wasting these years? No, I'm becoming in alignment with myself. I'm starting to see me more and more. The divine timing is going to be very important during this time, because we do feel trapped. We do feel overwhelmed. When we overthink and we overanalyze, we're going to start getting mad at ourselves and saying, you know what, you should have done this, you should have done that. And Spirit saying you should be where you are and you should see the path forward, which means that it's not hopeless. There is still beauty here. There is still connection here. There is still power here. let us embrace it. Let us understand it. It brings us to our subconscious. Yeah. It brings us to our subconscious tarot energy, which is the Five of Swords. And the Five of Swords is very much acknowledging the fact that we are going to be facing battles and hurts and pains and disappointments that we've been through before. And as we face these, we are victorious because we're starting to stand for ourselves. We're starting to believe in ourselves. We have more confidence and we have more insight. We have more ideas to things. And this is breaking us forward in a very real way. But we are going to face things that have, locked us in our tracks before, that have completely knocked us off our game. So do be aware of that during this time. And I do apologize if you can hear anything in the background because people are snowblowing. We had a huge, huge snowstorm. So Aries, I hope this reading has resonated with you. I wish you nothing but light, love, peace, and happiness. May harmony always be with you. I am sending loving, healing energy to each and every one of you. I love you all and stay safe. Let's end this reading with a meditation, a clearing away of negative energy, a raising of our positive energy as we embrace the power and the intensity of this time, of ourselves, and also of the stepping into our power and breaking a lot of the chains, a lot of the hurts that have held us for way too long. So take a nice deep breath in, exhaling whenever it feels comfortable for you. May you move forward in peace and in harmony, Aries, and may you have a blessed time.